It's almost being valued not for autonomous, but for teleportation.
COVID relief, COVID cases, COVID deaths, COVID vaccine. When you hear the litany, you think this market only cares about COVID-19. Yet the action today, Dow falling 124 points, S&P sinking 0.35%, NASDAQ declining 7 basis points, had nothing to do with COVID. And everything to do with Tesla's admission to the S&P 500 at the close of trading.
You had this neutral rating on it back in July. The stock has moved around so much, I can't even tell. Plus, with the split, like kind of where that puts you. But based on what Tesla is actually doing, looking at where the stock is now, what do you do?
So I'm bearish. You know, I have a $150 price target, but I am not recommending people short this stock. Elon Musk has far too many levers to pull. There's a lot of good things going on at Tesla. We're going to have the mini car coming out. They'll be going into India. These are things that I think he's likely to announce towards the end of the year, maybe early next year. Battery Day, the cheerleaders are going to be out in force with their million-mile battery or whatever they want to call it. Reality is I don't think they have anything that the rest of the battery industry really doesn't already have. But there's a lot of people that are big believers, want to believe. So I would say stay out of the way. It is egregiously overvalued. You know, it's almost being valued not for autonomous, but for teleportation.
That means the whole index needs to be rebalanced to make room for a stock that just won't quit, including today, where Tesla closed up $39. For a while now, Wall Street's been fixated on the gyrations of high-flying super stocks, and it doesn't get more high-flying than Tesla. Darn thing's already up 70% since we learned it was going to join the S&P. But to make room for Tesla in the S&P index funds, well, the other components had to be sold today. Usually new entrants to the S&P are so small, but Tesla is one of the 10 largest companies in America by market cap, so the impact reverberated throughout the whole market.
Right, if it can lose, $80 billion in value in one day like it did yesterday. But Musk is executing impeccably. They are the world's leader in electric vehicles, and there is a scarcity problem, but there are many good companies coming fast.
We keep coming back to Tesla because it's captivated a whole generation of investors who don't mind paying up for a $650 billion technology company that happens to make cars. I think the evolution of Tesla, the stock, not the company, has changed the character of the entire stock market. I think it's the most important story in years. Sure, we've seen this trajectory before. Under the leadership of Jeff Bezos, Amazon's taken over the world. Netflix became a national pastime, right? And we celebrate what CEO Reed Hastings has done. We believe him all the way. But Tesla takes that same story and cranks it up to an 11.
Now, Craig, how much is your neutral rating about the fact that Tesla is not operating in a vacuum? The other companies coming fast, as you just mentioned. We just had Nikola take a huge move higher on the fact that GM just bought a stake in the company. Do you think that's going to be a real competitive threat? Where does the whole landscape go from here?
So there's a pretty vibrant landscape that I think is underappreciated by a lot of the people that have been buying Tesla. There are several car companies, several SPACs coming to market at the moment. You can think of names like Lordstown and Fisker and Canoe. Nikola is one that's executing well. The management team there obviously has deep ties in the automotive industry.
It's become the ultimate love the product, buy the stock, with a legion of adoring fans. Again, Amazon and Netflix have the same dynamic, but you don't see people worshiping Bezos or you don't see them worshiping Hastings from Netflix, even though I think they should. No, they worship Elon Musk. In a way, Tesla's a bit of a lottery ticket that paid out for a huge number of people. You just had to believe. The rally's been so visible that it's spawned a new generation of investors who want individual stocks, not index funds, because index funds can't give you such returns.
With people like Gursky on its board, you're going to see a lot of really good things going on. Also in the fuel cell space, Nikola's not the only company that's doing well. Both Ballard and Plug, I think, are executing impeccably. you could see similar announcements out of these other companies. I just think investors are much better off in other names than Tesla.
Personally, I'm a big believer in the car, the stock, and the man behind it. You don't have to like Elon Musk. I mean, the guy called me a simulation, but you should respect his ability to make money for you. I bet Tesla has more upside as Musk keeps meeting and beating his targets. I'm thrilled the stock has made so many people so much money. And I'm ecstatic that it's helped a generation, whole new generation, fall in love with stock picking like I did in 1979.
Interesting. I wonder, is that because of rival technology, or is there something about what GM brings to the party in terms of scale and engineering that made yesterday's announcement so special or so unique?
So, usually when there's a tier one automotive OEM that ties up with an emerging technology play, what you have is two companies with very different DNA coming together and picking the most positive points from both sides of the agreement. Nikola saw the benefit of that yesterday in their valuation. You could see the same kind of thing show up for other companies in the space over the next number of months. General Motors is not the only company that really wants to see some exciting participation here. I would expect some of the Europeans to be very active in conversations with potential partners. And obviously the Chinese OEMs have tied up as well. Ballard has some very interesting Chinese partners. Overall, the space, I think, is vibrant, going through a lot of evolution. And, I really have to give credit to Tesla for getting the party started.